Hey everyone, welcome to Code Harmony. Today we are going to solve LeetCode problem ID 1980. Find unique binary string. This question has been asked in Meta, Google and Amazon, and it's a good backtracking problem. Let's have a look on the problem statement. Given an array of strings, nums, containing n unique binary strings each of length n, and written a binary string of length n that does not appear in nums. And they are also saying that if there are multiple answers, you can return any one of them. Okay, they are saying that we are given a nums array. Nums array is of size n, and this array is containing binary strings, and those binary strings are also of size n. And what we have to return is, we have to return, if n is the size of the nums, then what are the number of binary strings? Binary strings will be 2 to the power n in number. So let's say if n is equal to 2. For n equal to 2, binary strings are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. These are 4 in number. But the array itself is going to have 2 binary strings of size n. It means that whatever is the remaining string from these valid binary strings, we have to return any one of them. So this is the problem statement. Nums array will be given to us, and this n we already know it's of the size which is equal to n nums dot length, and from these valid binary strings I need to return one binary string which is not present in nums. So let's say for n equal to 2, binary strings are 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, and I will check whether the 0, 0 is present in the given array or not. 0, 0 is not present in the given array. So 0, 0 is my valid answer. And they are saying that there are multiple valid answers, but you can return any one of them. So now if we return 0, 0, it's an accepted solution. So this is something we have to do. If we have a look on the constraints, n is the nums dot length, n value will go till 16. And every string in the array is also of length n. And it's definitely a binary strings. And all the strings in nums are also unique. These are the constraints given to us. But in short, we have to figure out a binary string of length n which is not present in nums. If we consider this nums as a set, you can say find a binary string of length n which is not present in this set. Now, if we see what this problem has reduced to, if we generate all the binary strings of size n, and we already know the value of n, and if we generate all the binary strings of size n, total binary strings will be 2 to the power n in number. Okay, and from those binary strings, let's say these 4 binary strings are generated, we can easily check which binary string is not present in nums, and then we can easily return that, and the value of n will go till 16. So total 2 to the power 16 binary strings we can have. Now you have to have a look on this reduce subproblem, generating all binary strings of size n, and I hope you are able to do it comfortably. Let's also give it a revision for that. Let's say n is equal to 2. So if n is equal to 2, our binary string will also be having 2 elements. 2 elements means every element can have either 0 or 1. That's why it is becoming 2 to the power n. So if we start creating that, we are initially starting with two positions, and we have to fill those 2 positions starting index 0. So that index I can take it as idx variable, and this string that is going to be formed, that I'm considering as a temporary string, and this value of n is already given. So if we start filling it, see, this is the initial state of my recursion. It means whatever the solution function call, first solution function call, so that would be solution of start filling the temporary string from index 0, and this is the size for which we require the temporary string, and initially the temporary string is empty. This is the initial state to generate all the binary strings of size n. So if it is of size 2, first position have two possibility, either 0 or 1. If I fill 0, I'm coming here, and then increasing the index. Index will be pointing to index 1, and then again I have two possibilities, either 0 or 1. I'm filling 0, then index pointer is pointing to 2. It means that index is equal to n. N is equal to 2. Means that we have two elements in our string, and we also only require two size string. So this is my terminating case, and then again I will return back from in the recursion, return from here, and then check the possibility of 1. For 1 we have this string, and then returning back, and then again at the first position we are checking the possibility of 1, coming here, and then this is the final string, then returning back from the recursive call, and then this is the last call we are making, and then after that my recursion tree is over, right? So we are able to generate string 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 using recursion. And when we are if we have all the strings, then we can compare the string values with the given values, that whether any one of the string is not present in the given set or not. So from these strings that we have prepared, see, this operation we are able to do it on order of 2's power n. Every time we have possibilities of 2's power n, right? And for all of these 2's power n strings, we also have to compare it with the given set. So when we are comparing it, at least we are creating a hash function for the whole string length. So in short, this operation is going till to n into 2's power n, total number of strings, and then checking whether the string is present in the hash table or not. Present in the hash table or not, that is order of 1 operation, but you must be preparing the hash function while iterating it over it. So in short, we are comparing all the strings, that whether it is present in this or not. So what is the answer? First string is 0 0 0 0 itself is not present, so 0 0 is going to be my answer. So this is going to be our brute force, like generating all the binary strings of size 2. If I just show you the code for this, see, this is going to be my starting call. The starting from index 0 will prepare a temporary string, and that temporary string, where the temporary string length will become equal to n, or the index will go till n, that at that time I'm going to capture my answer. So this is going to be my terminating case. If index is equal to n, I have my answer. Answer means capture the string. Let's say capture string. If I is equal to n, capture string, or you can say valid binary string. Then I have to check whether it is valid, or when it is going to be my answer or not. Otherwise, append 0 or append 1. We have two possibilities, right? So if index equal to n, I have to get one more condition. If map dot contains this temp. If map dot contains this temp, let me write it clearly. Map dot contains. If map contains this, map does not contain it. Map does not contain it, then this is my answer. If map does not contain the binary string that we have created right now, then that can be my answer. But if we keep on checking all the possibilities, then it's a heavy operation, because in the problem statement there might be multiple answers. See, for n is equal to 3, 2's power 3, which is 8. We have 8 possible binary strings, but in the array we are definitely going to have only 3. Now this is the case, and if we keep on generating all the binary strings, there is no need to check 2's power n binary strings, right? In the worst case, how many binary strings we should generate? See, let's say we are generating binary strings in this order, and starting all of these binary strings are matching with the nums array, and nums array is definitely going to have n binary strings. So n binary strings we have to generate. Then if n binary strings are not able to match with the nums array, then n plus 1 will definitely match. Got it? So what was the need of generating 2's power n binary strings if we only require to generate n binary strings? It means whenever you are getting a valid answer, just return from it. So that condition we have to incorporate in this code. See, if it is a corner case, index equal to n, and map does not contain temp, then capture it. If you have captured it, there is no need to go further. Just return true from here, that we have found our answer. Otherwise, return false. We have not found our answer. Okay. Then at this moment, we will check if from this call we have found our answer, then we can return true. We can say that okay, I'm done. Like I have found my answer. Now I don't need to explore further. Same goes with this call. Even after this call, I'm getting my answer. I will return true. Otherwise, return false. I have not got my answer. But this will not be. The function call will not come here because we'll definitely have the answer. So yeah, this is something we have to do. What we are doing now, we are closing the recursion tree whenever we are encountering a valid temporary string. Earlier, it is totally up to you. If you are generating 2 to the power n strings, it means all the strings, then you are iterating over the strings and matching whether it is present in the set or not. And the second thing is, while you are generating the strings, in the starting n+1 strings, you will definitely get to encounter a string which is not present in the set, because set is having n strings. It means checking only n strings, order of n. In the worst case, we checked order of n string, right? If you still not able to understand this approach, you firstly have a look on generating all the binary strings of size n. So this you can consider as a prerequisite. So 2 to the power n binary strings, there is no need for that. Even if we generate n binary strings, we are able to get our answer. But if we also take care, like consider the cost for matching whether the string is present or not, so that will be order of n, because for that we will be preparing hash over the string, and at least the string will be iterated for that. So in the worst case, this approach will go order of n square, from order of n into 2 to the power n. So n square we are able to complete this solution, and the value of n will go till 16. So till 16 square is the worst case for this approach. Now we will write the code for this approach. Let's start writing the code. First of all, we need to prepare a set out of these values. So for set, let me take a set globally, because I also require the set in my helper function. Set of string set, and this set is my hash set. New hash set, and for every number, string s nums set dot add string. My set is prepared, and what else? See, I will be writing a helper function for sure. Starting from index 0, fill this temporary string. Let me pass the n as well. N is the length of the string, binary string. Int n is equal to nums dot length. This array length, binary string length, everything is same, so I am passing it here. And after this, I will assume that I have captured my answer somewhere. So let's capture this answer globally, string answer, and this answer is equal to empty string in the starting. So here I am filling up my set, and then making a solution function call and returning answer. Now let's implement the helper function. Helper function is private. I'm definitely going to use boolean, because whenever I'm getting the valid binary string, I will just close it. Then solution, first of all, I will take an index, and after that my n, size of the binary string that I need to prepare, and the temporary string. What is going to be the terminating case? Terminating case is when the index is becoming equal to n. That is a terminating case. And if we are able to capture the answer, then we are going to return true, otherwise return false, just to highlighting that okay, whether I have got the answer or not. If set dot contains temp, if set does not contain temp, it means that this is the string we are looking for, and answer will be updated to temp and returning true, otherwise returning false, means keep exploring. Now we have two possibilities. First one is making a solution call with index plus 1 and temporary string with 0 appended into it, and the second call is when we have 1 appended into it. But if this call is going to give me the answer, then I have the answer, return true, otherwise we have to write something now, because we are expecting to return something. So this is very simple backtracking solution for this approach, which is going to give me the string in order of n square time. Let's test our sample test cases. All the sample test cases are passed. I'm submitting the problem. It got submitted successfully. I hope you understood the approach. Thank you guys. Bye bye.